The geopolitical situation in the world was expected to change after the presidential elections in the United States in November last year, because the victory of the Democratic Party, which was distinguished by its toughness in its foreign policy, and Joe Biden's victory in the White House should have led to a radical change in the foreign policy of official Washington. And the expectations came true. From the moment he officially took office as a president of the United States, Joe Biden gave harsh messages to many countries around the world: Turkey, Russia, Iran, China and others. And calling Russian President Vladimir Putin a killer and threatening to punish him was a sign of Washington's desire to take revenge for the lost positions. This was not just a dream, but also meant concrete plans and goals. In fact, Moscow interference in the US elections is a formal excuse and has nothing to do with reality. The truth is that Russia's growing influence in the world during Donald Trump's presidency in US is what worries Biden today. The United States, which has failed to achieve anything in Ukraine, is intolerant of the decisive position of Turkey and Russia in the 44-day war in Karabakh and has declared a cold war on both countries. Today I want to turn your attention to the South Caucasus and talk about the already ended Karabakh conflict. That's why I say it is over, because after 44-day war, the leaders of Azerbaijan, Armenia and Russia signed a tripartite agreement on November 10. If the terms of the agreement are fully complied with, lasting peace and coexistence will be achieved in the region. Some of the terms of the agreement have not yet been implemented, and there are forces that are trying to prevent it. I would like to talk about the OSCE Chairman in office, Swedish Foreign Minister Ann Linde, who visited Azerbaijan last week during her trip to the South Caucasus and met with President Ilham Aliyev. Expressing satisfaction with the end of the war in Karabakh during her visit to Azerbaijan, Ann Linde then visited Armenia and made completely different statements. The OSCE Chairman in office, Swedish Foreign Minister Ann Linde, has met with the so-called Foreign Minister David Babayan, a remnant of the separatist regime in Karabakh. The meeting was attended by personal representative of the OSCE Chairman in office, Anja Kaspik, as well as the permanent representative of the so-called regime in Armenia, Sergei Gazaryan. And Linde's move is an attempt to exceed the limits of her authority as OSCE chair, a gross violation of international law, as well as an attempt to reignite the conflict. She struck a blow to the long-term peace between Azerbaijan and Armenia, the process of reconciliation between Azerbaijanis and Armenians. First of all, the Azerbaijani army put an end to the activities of the separatist terrorist regime in Nagorno-Karabakh with its victory in the Great Patriotic War. Currently, there is a small remnant of the separatists in Karabakh. The region is under the control of Russian peacekeepers. Second, the Nagorno-Karabakh Republic, so-called republic, has not been recognized by any state or international organizations for 30 years. Influential organizations such as the UN, the OSCE, the European Union, the Council of Europe, the Organization of Islamic Cooperation and non-aligned movement have adopted resolutions and statements that unequivocally support the territorial integrity of the Republic of Azerbaijan. So the conflict is over. It is now a post-war period and discussions are underway to establish cooperation in the region. And Linde knows all this. And finally, the state and people of Azerbaijan have no confidence in the OSCE, because the Minsk group of this organization has been mediating between official Baku and Yerevan for 30 years to resolve the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict, allegedly trying to solve the problem. In such a situation, some forces want to artificially revive the Minsk group to involve Azerbaijan in long-term and unnecessary negotiations to achieve some status for Karabakh. The step of the OSCE chairman in office also serves this purpose. It's possible that Ann Linde wants to encourage the Armenians or inside them again by meeting with a representative of the so-called regime. But these attempts are in vain. Azerbaijan has put an end to the Armenian occupation, ensured its territorial integrity, dealt a deadly blow to Armenian fascism, and created new realities in the world and in the region. The reality is that the United States no longer has any influence in the region. Today, 3 countries are leading players in the South Caucasus: Russia, Turkey and Azerbaijan. All political, economic and other issues are resolved by the will of official Baku, Moscow and Ankara. The region can be considered a loss for official Washington. That's why the Joe Biden's administration seems aggressive towards Turkey and Russia today. Joe Biden wants to punish Vladimir Putin for his lost prestige in the South Caucasus. At the same time, Biden is trying to pursue a different policy with Armenia and Azerbaijan. By openly supporting Nikol Pashinyan's government in Armenia, Washington is trying to reduce Russia's influence in the region. On the other hand, it is trying to establish good relations with official Baku. It's no coincidence that Joe Biden, who sent a letter to Ilham Aliyev on the occasion of Nowruz holiday, openly expressed his interest in establishing friendly relations with Azerbaijan. And the next target of the United States, which has been able to influence Georgia and Armenia in the Caucasus, is Azerbaijan. But this is a difficult mission because it does not seem convincing today to influence Azerbaijan, which has resolved the Karabakh conflict and pursues an independent policy today. This may require a new war. One of Biden's targets, who wants to punish Vladimir Putin, is the South Caucasus. And Azerbaijan is the only country in the region that is not under the influence of the United States of America.